into the posher things, guys. Our fundraiser started off very, very poorly. All this I can hope is that it gets a little better than what it has. I think we've managed to raise about £15 towards that end goal. You know, the other thing is, guys, I think the writing's on the wall, especially when you're looking at these Greenland ice core samples, you know, which predict, you know, the past temperatures. They are in themselves, if you ask me, like crystal balls. You know, they can give us a forecast into the future of what to expect. And when you see compiled charts like this that show you, you know, Greece dark ages, other dark ages, little ice ages, and you know, at the peaks of these warm periods on the bottom of this chart here, you can see that, you know, empires were thriving, but when the temperature changed, you know, it brought about the end of that empire. And only when the weather changed again to a more warmer climate did things thrive again and other empires emerge. You know, we're at the end of this modern warm period down on the right hand side of the GIS-P2, and you know, we can sort of like say that this is where we are, and you know, if we just judge what has happened to all the other great empires in our history, which wasn't as sophisticated and technological advanced as ourselves, you know, then, like I say, I think the writing's on the wall. You know, I can present, you know, all this data. At the end of the day, you know, you guys have got to, you know, do what you will with the data. And, you know, I think at the back of your minds, you're probably wondering, you know, when will this, you know, really start to take effect? Like, you know, 5 years ago when we was talking about the sunspots diminishing, well, we're here now. You know, eventually these things do come, and I've said that, you know, these things are going to happen in our lifetimes, and, you know, certainly in our children's lifetimes, and we need to prepare, I think, those children for the changes of which they're going to experience. So it's not like, you know, they're hurtling along at a great speed and they're going to spank into the wall. You know, at least, you know, we have an opportunity now, knowing from what we've seen happen in the past when the climate drops, we have a foresight and we can act upon that. It's like seeing the freight train down the track. We're standing on the track. We've got plenty of time to remove ourselves from the track so that we don't get hit by the train. It's just a matter of, you know, a little bit of motivation and, you know, a little bit of preparation and mental preparation as well. Because, you know, guys, we're seeing it already, aren't we? You know, agricultural land now going offline. This will be one of those things that makes massive changes for us all. I mean, when land goes offline, like we've seen recently in the UK, you know, certain produce don't get to the shop because they're simply not grown, and there isn't another supply to replace it.
You know, I wanted to talk as well briefly about the synchronicity of all these events that we're facing now. For many years I've been talking about the gauntlet, and I think now for a lot of you people it's starting to be a sobering reality about what I've been talking about. We have been avoiding narrowly a lot of obstacles. Only now have we started to hit them. You know, look at what we face. A magnetic pole shift. Look at how that interacts with the jet streams and the climate alone, as well as allowing all that cosmic radiation in. On top of that, a grand solar minimum. And both of these things will drive the climate lower. You know, it is almost set in stone that this is going to happen. And, you know, at a time where we've, you know, put ourselves out of, you know, work through the technological advancements that we've made. Again, all these things, only one of them could trigger, you know, a change in the course of our history, in our future, sorry. And, you know, we are facing more than one at the same time. For me, guys, and for a long time, it's like I've been on the Titanic at the last moments. You know, I know we're travelling way too fast, and I know the manoeuvrability of this ship hasn't got the capability to avoid that iceberg. And we all know what the end result of that was, as you can see, it sits at the bottom of the sea. And those ice core datas are really, the crystal ball in all this. It shows us, what has happened in the past and where we are right now. And we are definitely on the precipice of seeing massive changes globally. And there are so many problems, so many problems now. I think that they are just going to cascade one after the other. And, one of the problems is going to be migration, from a diverse variety of people from all over this world as they move to and from to avoid some of the catastrophes such as droughts, floods, crop failures. And then on top of that, we might see as we have done over the years, the uptick of magnitude of earthquakes increasing, more tsunamis, all this, more volcanic eruptions across the range. It's just all going to compile, and maybe in the not too distant future we won't recognise the past of which we lived. That might be the reality. And, I want to also mention, guys, a book which I was never a believer of many years ago. I believed science had all the answers for me until somebody said, no, I think you should just read it. And, this book had been in circulation for thousands of years, and it eventually had been written in a King James version. And I'm talking about the Bible. And I'm talking about some of the things that stood out to me in that book that I knew could have only been written by somebody very, very intelligent, or if you like, a supreme being, or somebody that had knowledge of what was going to take place in the future. And, when I see the level of support on this channel, it's always one or two people. Never in great numbers. And I know now from just my experience in, seeing great numbers of things, such as in the Bible, it talks about in the end times, the tribulations, and that, there is only 144,000 people which will be removed from the earth during this period of great tribulations. 144,000 people from the 12 tribes of Israel. And who knows who these people are? And these people could be, without even them knowing it, be from these tribes because of the migration that has happened over the years from Israel in the old days. But the point is, there is 7 billion people on this planet, and only 144,000 have a place. And when I see the synchronicity with the amount of people that are actively supporting and, genuinely helping, I see those same few numbers. So, guys, it's not going to be a rosy picture for the majority of the people on this planet. And, when we look at the fact that less than 1% of the people on this planet even know about the fact that the migration is taking place over in the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, the magnetic dipoles are leaving the Arctic regions, then, how are they going to cope when they turn up after everybody has already long cleared the shops out of its last produce and it's announced at the last minute by your governments? From what we've seen in the catastrophes that have taken place only in the last 10 years, we can know this for sure. There will be no government support. It will be down to you, regardless of what you've paid into any system that you're part of in any country. It will be down to you to look after your family. And, I'm going to leave it here on this note, guys. It's something you need to start considering. And you know what? If other people won't listen to you, that you want to try and encourage, that you care about and love, but they still won't listen to you, then maybe it's fate, guys. All you can do is your best. If you can show them, there's plenty of stuff now on the internet to show people that all this is happening and taking place. If they still won't listen, then it's as the Bible described. People would rather believe in a lie at this time than the truth. And that is because, as we have seen, the precedent set by all these world governments today. The conscious has been recommendedly placed in the closet. If you want to, you've probably heard this yourself. Look, if you want to make money, don't have a conscious. Make money, but don't be conscious about it. If you're conscious, you'll never be in a position to earn money. And that's a sad place to find ourselves in this world. Because you know what? If we worked together, if countries worked together, if cities worked together, it'd be a different place. It'd be a heaven on earth, as opposed to the hell on earth, which I think you'll agree it is slowly becoming, or fastly becoming. So guys, I understand. Just going back to this fundraiser, I understand why there's so little help and support for it. It's just the times that we're in. But I, still want to encourage you, if you want to, the link's there. If you feel there's any value to some of the stuff I put out in these videos on YouTube and now the dedicated website, then the link's there. And I'll say what I usually do, guys, at this point of the video. Enjoy the rest of your week, and as always, bye for now.